He is the one who called me. And with that, we have moved forward together. At the beginning, he was my boss, but he became my boss, my friend, and my brother. During all the time we have worked together, there has not been a single time of divergence.
Hey guys, as you're watching this video, our vision is to reach 500,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button, join membership to support our channel, join Patreon and PayPal. All the links are in the description. Do that to stand with us for this beautiful cause of One Africa right now. We do not forget to sign up for the petition. The link is down below. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Donc la maison n'est pas, lui est pas étranger.
I would like to send my congratulations to the new Prime Minister, Jean-Emmanuel Macron, with whom we have been working together since 2012. He is not a foreigner. And with him, we have achieved a lot of results. And I think that in his new post, he will continue to develop his skills for the general interest of the nation. Through him, I would also like to convey my thanks and my gratitude to all the members of the government. I would like to start by congratulating the Secretary General himself, who had a promotion through the composition of the government. So you can see that in my government there are a lot of promotions. So I would like the new Prime Minister and the Secretary General of the government to convey my gratitude and congratulations to all the members of the government. It was a team of shock. We all worked well. Everyone gave their best, and we achieved results. Unfortunately, when we sow, we have to wait a while for the harvest, and all the seeds do not grow at the same rate. This means that we do not always see the results of a lot of things that we have planted. But for more than 2 years, we have worked in full fraternity, in full unity. And the Council of Ministers was a work and confidentiality session. We did not get bored. We worked in full fraternity. So we had a good time. So much so that each minister was thirsty every time. The Council of Ministers held together, because it is the most in our good mood. So I would like you to convey all my congratulations and all my gratitude. Many people have sent me messages of congratulations and encouragement. Finally, I would like you to convey my encouragement, my congratulations and my gratitude to the head of state, Captain Ibrahim Kawi. He is the one who called me. And with that, we have moved forward together. At the beginning, he was my boss, but he became my boss, my friend, and my brother. During all the time we have worked together, there has not been a single time of divergence. We had conversations from different points of view. It is perhaps the methods that could diverge, but we had the same convictions and the same objectives. So, as I said, he was my boss at first. Now he has become my boss, my friend, and my brother. Under his leadership, we have achieved a lot of results. As I said earlier, you do not yet see all the aspects of what we have achieved. But, as I assumed, there is an advantage. You have seen the inauguration of a tomato factory in Bogota. There are others. There is the mining residue treatment plant. And I can tell you that the head of state has a great project and a great vision for the French people. And if what he has in mind comes true, I can assure you that the years to come will be years of prosperity for our country. So, I ask you to accompany him in this direction so that we can all benefit from it. You know, in Burkina Faso, we have a few priorities. First of all, it is security. We came at a time when, under the leadership of President Ibrahim Kawi, insecurity was in full swing. It was not the case when we arrived in October 2022, but under his leadership, the one I call the strategist, he was able to equip Burkina Faso in a short time, both materially and personally, to allow the country to face another main enemy currently, which is insecurity. Then, there is the refounding of the state. It is ongoing, so it would be good if we could continue in this direction. Because without a refounded state, without our real state, progress will be difficult. And in this refounding, I think that the transformation of the mentality, the deployment of the mentality is necessary, so that people can become aware of the real state of our society and of the objectives that we must set. You agree with me that we cannot develop a country in indiscipline, in disorder, in filth. When I was in office, one of the first objectives that I assigned to the Minister of Transport and the Minister of Security was to jubilate the population of Burkina Faso, to make sure that there is respect for the road, that people wear masks, that people respect the road, that we do not want to be on the road while there are cyclists on the side, which causes a lot of traffic accidents, which is serious. But we have been confronted with a reality. The various ministers of security have told me that currently, the personnel in charge of the control is mobilized for the road. What is left is not enough to ensure control. However, it is difficult to rule a kingdom when we do not have the means to apply it. So it was difficult to say that now we will have to respect the road, the wear of the helmets, etc. If there is no personnel to do the control, it is possibly sanctioned. So that's why this project so far has not received an application. But I think that now, with the appeasement that we are experiencing in the various combat fronts, with the massive recruitment of personnel, and with the massive acquisition of means, I think that we will be able to have the necessary material to ensure this control, so that the road situation in our urban centers becomes pleasant and is no longer an obstacle for people who are brought to take the road. So all this is the refounding of society. The refounding of society so that we can live better, flourish among fraternities. Finally, there is another chapter that I consider to be the most important. It is the chapter on the Confederation of States of Sahel. So, as you may or may not know, since 1986, I have been reading this chapter on how to build a confederation of states. So I wrote several writings on it, etc. And when the opportunity presented itself, we said to ourselves, why not? Why not try, even if we are going to fail? We started laughing, etc. But I think that today, with the completion of this project, those who laughed at the beginning are ashamed of themselves. The masses have seized the project, so that it is themselves that now pushes the leaders towards the realization of the confederation and the federation. Why do I speak like this? Because you know that our countries, each one more isolated, is very fragile. We are talking about sovereignty, and our countries, isolated, cannot assure their sovereignty in the face of the enemy forces that we have in front of us. I must tell you that throughout my studies and my life, I have always fought against the influence of imperialism in my country. But when I became Prime Minister, I understood that I had not fully grasped the influence of imperialism in my country. That is, its existence. And I saw how, in Spain, this antagonism is harmful to the well-being of my country. You know, often in my statements, I come back to this point so that people become aware of it. But when you are not confronted with these effects, it is difficult for you to understand this message. So, the influence of imperialism in the development of our societies is very big. And so, if we want to evolve, we will have to manage to overcome this, to find our own way of developing ourselves. However, in so many isolated states, it is difficult. If we put together, we can build a strong bloc, on the level of the population, on the level of the economy, on the military level, to be able to resist in the face of all the attempts of imperialism to dominate us. You can witness what happened during the coup d'etat of General Thiali in Nigeria. If there had not been the solidarity of Mali and Burkina Faso, imperialism would not have hesitated to intervene, to leave the massacres of the Nigerian civilian population, to reinstall their agents in power. So, it's quite simple. I would like this construction site, the Constitution of the Confederation of States of the IAS, to consolidate so that we can reach a federation and stabilize our institutions in the region, to be able to face the challenges of the struggle against external influences and the challenges of development and free movement of our populations. So, here are the construction sites that are there, that are permanent. And that's to tell you that you will have a lot to do. But I think your task is much easier, because now the insecurity is more and more jubilant, and people are also starting to understand. When we arrived, most people had their minds formatted on the Western model. That is to say, that thinking was directed. People were not convinced that we could think differently. But now we have noticed that, with the work that we have started to do, many are beginning to understand that we can think differently and we can build ourselves differently. So the task is a little easier. And, fortunately, you have a qualified staff. Whether it is your Secretary General, whether it is your cabinet here, who is ready to take up the challenges, so that we can trust them. In any case, just like within the government, as I told you, I was in good intelligence with all the ministers, who were placed in the different governments. Within the premature, it was the same thing. I have never had a problem with a person, either a Secretary General or a cabinet member, who has not found a solution to an agreement. So I think that you avoid being an institution that is blocked to move forward. so you have all the tools to succeed. And so, I wish you a good journey and that there is an end to everything. And at the end of your journey, you can be proud of yourself and your
Dans mes
country.
déclarations, je revenais sur ce point-là pour que les gens en prennent conscience. Mais quand vous n'êtes pas confronté à ces effets, il vous est difficile de comprendre certains messages. Donc, l'influence.
Je voudrais traduire ma profonde gratitude à son Excellence, Monsieur le Président du Faso.
I would like to express my deep gratitude to His Excellency, Mr. President of the Faso, Head of State, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, for the confidence placed in me to assume this high responsibility. I commit myself to not making any effort to deserve this confidence. May I be allowed to pay tribute to His Excellency Mr. Prime Minister Sartan, Master Apollinaire Joachimson, who is the M of Tambala, for the work done at the head of the government. Your Excellency, your leadership has allowed, in 2 years of intense activities, to achieve proving results in several sectors of development in our country. We have appreciated your high sense of patriotism and your unwavering commitment to Burkina Faso. I wish you a good continuation of your career and hope to be able to count on your advice to lead the new mission that lies ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, I assume my functions at the head of the government at a time when, certainly, there are gains in several sectors. But Burkina Faso still has a lot of hope and expectations. It wishes to see the country pacified to carry out its activities in all tranquility. It wishes to live in a fully sovereign country and fully reconquered. Burkina Faso also expects the implementation of large, structural projects to significantly improve their living conditions. There are many challenges in terms of security, health, education, food self-sufficiency, infrastructure, to name but a few. I assume my functions in this difficult context, where we must wage war while activating the levers of harmonious, socio-economic development. I therefore address this new function with responsibility and commitment. It will be for us to mobilize the government team for the effective implementation of the guidelines of His Excellency, the President of Burkina Faso, the Head of State. Faced with the current challenges, we must intensify efforts on all fronts to show the world the resilience, the attractiveness of our country and the determination of our people to triumph in the fight against the forces of evil and for its true independence. The task is immense, but I have no doubt that with the dedication, commitment and determination of all of us, we will be able to achieve proving results in favor of the well-being of Burkina Faso. Ladies and gentlemen, I consider myself as a Prime Minister on a mission, and if I am, I know that you are too, since it is up to you to accompany me in the pursuit of the realization of the vision of His Excellency, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, President of Burkina Faso, Head of State. In the implementation of the missions assigned to us, I would like to count on your precious support. I wish that everyone mobilizes to play their part, fully in favor of the good functioning of all the entities of the Prime Minister. For each of you, I remain available and open to any proposal to improve the functioning of the service for greater efficiency in the realization of good performance. May God and humans watch over our beautiful country, whether we live or die. Burkina Faso, the world's largest city.
Où la mort nous vaincrons, je vous remercie.
Faso'S, une autre facette de l'information au Burkina Faso.